Hi guys, hello, welcome. Sorry I'm a little bit late today. It's just been, it's been intense. Let me know how you've been, where you're from. Let me know how you're feeling energetically. My astral has been insane. I think it's also because of like the jet lag, the traveling, the different time zones, the different grids. Oof, it's been a lot. And I think it is very aligned that this is the second live that I'm going to be speaking about psychic attacks because I ended up having quite an intense psychic attack when I was in Vegas. So I'm going to share it with you guys. I'm going to share my experience. But yeah, let me know how you've been, where you're from. I just finished a really cool live with Neil from Portal to Ascension. He is one of the speakers at the Galactic Conference, which is happening on the 8th of August. So that is in like 10 days from now. It's next Friday. So 11 days from now. Tickets are $44. It's going to be really powerful. 6 hours, 8 different speakers, so much information, and you will have access to the recording if you purchase a ticket beforehand. If you get it after, you won't, there won't be tickets available after. So hi guys, welcome. Let me know how you've been, where you're from. I don't know if Audrey's on. If she is, yes, perfect. Thank you, Audrey, for leaving the link. She left the link there for the Galactic Conference. So yeah, hello from Florida, hello from Pennsylvania. Good morning. Hi guys. Yes, Elizabeth. Elizabeth is going to be coming with me to Bali. I have officially closed entrances and availability for Bali unless you actually live in Bali and are there already and want to come through and participate or have a one-on-one, then you can contact me privately. But the actual like retreat space has been sealed, and it's going to be 10 people, so I'm very, very excited to have everyone there. I've got, I think, one person who's just coming from outside for one of the workshops, but otherwise, it's going to be really, really powerful and beautiful. Hello from Switzerland, hello from Namibia. Thank you for being here. Thank you for those of you who participated in the collective healing as well. I do have one coming for August 2. I was going to not do it because of the Lionsgate portal and the Galactic Conference, but I will skip the collective healing in September because I'm going to be in Bali and it will be like in the middle of my retreat, so it's not going to be feasible. So this collective healing will happen in August, and then the next one will be in October. Okay, hello from London. Thank you for being here. So I'm just going to tell you guys what happened with me. I had a few different in-person clients come through, and then I had a very intense client come through one of the days. Hello from India, that I was in Vegas, and there was a lot of clearing and releasing that happened throughout the session, which is normal. And then what happened is I actually had quite an intense psychic attack in my astral space that night. So sometimes what happens, and I've learned this in the years of doing what I do, it's happened maybe like 3 or 4 times in the span of the past like 5 or 6 years. Sometimes you will get attacked in the astral, and it can happen. So guys, I don't want you to be scared or anything, but just know that this can happen. It can happen that something will psychically latch onto you and attack you in the astral, and then you'll carry it through within the 3D. It's very seldom, it's very rare. But how you can understand that that is happening is you're going to wake up and you're going to feel like you need to vomit. But you're going to get to the bathroom and nothing will come out. It will be an energetic vomiting that you guys will go through. And that happens when something comes through from the astral and hooks into your solar plexus. And remember, guys, all these things want, it's just light. They want to be clear, they want to be released, they want to be helped to go into the light and to be let go, or, come back where they came from. Anyway, long story short, I woke up after a few hours of sleep. Then my astral and I don't even necessarily remember per se what was going on in my astral. I just remember my astral being pretty active. And I'm gonna pull through some codes, guys. Mia korokuishina tre korokuchai de shinatra. Tre korokot krasie korokua ishenaya trea kierokot kratre ishayatra. Tre korokot krasia niat koroa isherayatra. Tre korokot kre asianara tre atkira tre ashiratra. Tre atkiero kot kroaishia. Shiatarat kreasie korokua ishenayatrak. Triat kriese korokua ishera iera ya shiratra. Triat kreate korokua ishena yatre at kreo korokot kra ishera yatra. Shit krasie korokot kanarat kre kokora ishera yatra. Okay. Thank you for those who are joining. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your love. Let me know how you've been, where you're from. I will take questions. I just want to finish explaining what happened. And so then I was woken up from this feeling and this sensation that I've had before. Okay, so I'm not talking about food poisoning, guys, although that's also an energetic purge. This is different. This is all energetic. And the reason I knew, thank you so much, Samia, for your beautiful super chat. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. And thank you for being here and having supported me all these years. I see you and I appreciate you. I'm not talking, oh, you have nausea because you've eaten something that's made you sick and now you need to purge it. And again, guys, that's also an energetic release, but that's a very physical one too, okay? This is just purely energetic. So you're waking up because of like a nausea thing and you run to the bathroom and you feel like you need to vomit, but nothing comes out. So at this point, you have a few different options. You can try to go back to sleep. It's not really going to be possible. What I did, I started energetically gagging and purging, and I was like actually like pulling out cords and stuff from my throat as I was, clearing. Then I sat on my bed and I started clearing a bit more. I called in some shielding. I called in all the archangelics. It took me about 3 hours to clear this entity or this being that had latched onto me that wanted, to be cleared and to be released. It came through this person, and this person wasn't in the space to be able to clear it herself. As per contracted agreement, it latched onto me. Now, again, guys, this isn't something that is very common. It isn't something, and I think, yes, this is what they're sending to me now. It was only able to come in through the astral, and what happened is it kind of like was in the room for a bit. And I left, like I cleared the room, cleared the space, and then I left to go and run some errands and do some things. And it was quite interesting because I was staying, I mean, this is Vegas, guys. The energy was very hectic and intense in the grid there regardless. And I was staying in this room early in passing. But anyway, I think, when we are in this line of work, we expect these things to happen every now and then. And I was, I was able to take the space for a few days to be able to recalibrate my field and just clear and move through this energy. But it was intense. I remember for a day or two after, my sleeping patterns were a little bit affected. And what happens with me is when I know that there's something that needs to be cleared, it won't let me sleep sometimes. So what happens is I'll try to fall asleep and then I'll start like either like seeing faces or beings or energy or like things that are like not very pleasant. And then I'm like, okay, something is calling my attention, something wants to be cleared, something wants to be released. Okay. With that, it's yeah, is that the phobia? I can't even say that. Is that the phobia of vomiting? I don't know. I don't really have like phobias or things like that. I just know that yeah, like if it needs to come out, it must come out, you know. Mm. So you're the second person that said to me that I was in their astral. Actually, the third one that was in their astral last week. I got a few messages on my Instagram as well. It's been very, 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 very intense. I had to clear an apocalyptic timeline last night, actually, where I was with my family in this post-apocalyptic like world on Earth where there wasn't a lot of food and there was just like people being observed. It wasn't pleasant, but yeah, you know, it was observed and I cleared it and I got like I slept like 9 hours. I'm still recalibrating from the jet lag. I do make my system invisible when I travel. I just put an invisibility cloak over me, so that definitely helps. But I am more prone to psychic attacks sometimes when I travel. First of all, because I'm not as much in the field of my partner. So this was okay before because I wasn't in a divine union. And so my system wasn't calibrated on that. Now my system's calibrated in a divine union and partnership. So every time I physically break away from that, I need to recalibrate to when I was alone, you know, and sometimes there's a little bit of glitches here and there. And, you know, when it comes with a divine union, your partner, the masculine, actually, in my case, the masculine actually creates quite a strong energetic grid around me to assist with protection, with grounding, with anchoring. So once I remove myself from that, then I'm left a little bit more open. So then I need to kind of just like recalibrate my field to when I'm alone and be like, okay, like these boundaries are set. This needs to be set. This needs to be gridded, protected, anchored, supported, and all of that. So yeah, thank you, Samia. So yeah, so that came through. I don't think I'll be flying Delta again. Like out of like the 5 flights that I had, like one was canceled and like 2 or 3 were late. 3 were late, I think, and delayed. And the one was late by like 4 hours. And the one was canceled and they put me on a flight like 7 hours later. Like fortunately enough, I didn't have like hectic commitments that day, but yeah, they did say they were going to give me like $150 bonus thing to spend, but yeah, like when I was at Atlanta, this one guy said to me like 9 times out of 10 they lose a suitcase. I've never had suitcase problems. Like I've never had any issues. My stuff always arrives on time. But this was the first time that I traveled and but I also saw that Mercury did go retrograde. So I will give that a bit of credit and not just the airline company. But yeah, it was, yeah, anyway, it is what it is. There was a few things that I needed to navigate and clear, especially in Vegas. I did pick up a lot of energy at the concert in San Francisco, but again, like nothing that really, you know, like I go in public spaces and big places a lot of the time. I actually did a little bit of clearing at the sphere. So there was the frequency was aligned for me to bring through some codes there. I didn't do any, I didn't channel per se at the My Chemical Romance concert, but I did cry a lot. So I did purge a lot for myself, for the collective. It was very emotional. So I did feel like I was moving through a lot of collective pain. And I cleared a lot in that way. So I was, you know, channeling in some way, but I wasn't doing my usual channeling. Meanwhile, at the Sphere, I went to see the Backstreet Boys at the Sphere. I was actually able to open channel and move energy and kind of like do actual work intentionally. Meanwhile, at the My Chemical Romance app, it was more like there was a very big heart opening, and through that there was like a very intense purge and clearing. It was actually very sweet. One of the security women came to like hand me tissues and stroke my back. And she's like, I hope they're happy tears. And I was just like, I'm just clearing. She looked at me a little bit weird, and I was like, yeah, it's okay. It was like I was sobbing, but because I'm very used to moving through, a lot of emotions and clearing in different ways. I think people are like, oh my God, no, she's crying. And I'm just like, no, this is great. Like, this is how it should be. And, things need to be moved through. So that was very beautiful. Thank you for sending lots of love and light. So yeah, guys, I am going to keep this again on the half hour. I have a very intense week coming up. But if you want to see me live, I will be going live every day around this time on my Instagram to promote the Galactic Conference event that's happening next Friday, not this one, the next one on the 8/8, the Lionsgate portal. A lot of beautiful energy that will be coming through. $44, 6 hours, 8 incredible speakers and guests. And this is my first online event that I am producing myself. So please, if you can, do support me. It will mean the world. If this goes well, I will do another one on the 11/11. And then the long-term project is to actually create one in person in the States. So then you guys can come there and be there and be present. And, I can meet you all, and you don't have to come and, do my retreats. I can, do this in person. So it's only $44. Your support would really mean a lot to me. So yeah, is there anyone who has any questions? I think generally when it comes to psychic attacks, I know I spoke a lot about this last time, but if you have any questions on psychic attacks, please message them there. Is it possible to see it after live on the 8/8? Yes, but you need to buy a ticket before the 8/8. So if you buy a ticket before, then you will have access to the recording. Tickets won't be available after the 8/8. So yeah, you can watch it, but the ticket needs to be bought before, because then we're closing it after. Okay. Mick says, Mick, I did write on my Instagram that I was going to be in San Francisco, and I did promote that for about 2 to 3 weeks, that I was saying I was going to be in San Francisco. So if you follow my Instagram, you can stay up to date to my movements there. But I will be back in San Francisco area probably in April of next year. Okay, so Altair, remember you mentioned that you knew things very fast. What's happening? I don't understand that question. Can your children psychically attack you? If so, how can I protect their energy as well? Can you give me a practical example of that? Generally, children are very pure. It's very difficult for entities and beings to navigate and work through children until they're maybe like 10, 11, 12, when they start becoming more into like teenagers, and they start becoming like, they start to become more programmed, and they start to kind of like becoming more individually aware. Then they have conscious choice and sovereignty, and then things can kind of like move through, come and go. So I still don't understand your question, Joanna. Yeah. So when it comes to children, I think yes and no. Things can move through them, but it is quite difficult. And I think the best thing would be to protect your child is to like talk to them and understand, like I was a kid that was seeing shadows and things, but things weren't necessarily working through me, but I was like seeing I was seeing like shadows. I was seeing beings. Like I was performing exorcisms in my astral space at like 12, 13 years old. And I'll tell you guys a funny story. I can't remember if I said this in the other live, but when I was like 9 or 10 or something, I wanted to like see The Exorcist because I heard about the movie, and I don't know what my parents were thinking. They were like, yeah, sure, and bought me the VHS. And I watched it, I think maybe I was like 11, 10 or 11. And I remember watching it. My dad sat with me and a friend for a little bit, and then I was so scared for about 3 months. I had to sleep with the light on. And then after that, I was like seeing these beings and these entities in my astral, and I was like performing the exorcisms like the dude did in the movies. And then after years and years, they explained to me, they said, no, you needed to see that so that you could become consciously aware that these things happen, and this is what can happen in the astral, so that you could use your powers from like your multidimensional self from other timelines, and you could actually like do this and start working the astral from when you were already like 10, 11, 12 years old. And so I was like, great, way to go, guys, for like giving me a grounded childhood experience, like as if that didn't create trauma in me growing up as well. So yeah, so I mean, every child has their journey. I think maybe if my parents would have listened to me and the shadows and the stuff that I was seeing and why I couldn't sleep, maybe it would have been different. But I was never like misunderstood, if you know what I mean. Like I bought my first tarot deck when I was like 13, 14. And my parents were like, great, if it makes you happy. Like they never like blocked me. So I think if your child is psychically developed, if they're psychically aware, if they're psychically in tune, just listen to them and be mindful, and just support them. They also have pre-contracted agreed experiences, so it can happen that they will get psychically attacked, and there's nothing you can do about it. The best thing you can do is just give them tools. So for me, at the time I had, like a low-key, mildly Christian Catholic upbringing. So my mom and my parents taught me to kind of like pray before going to sleep, but they also told me, that like Jesus and God was inside me and I had all the power inside me. So I was given like a Christian Catholic upbringing, but I wasn't taken away from my sovereignty. Like they always said to me, like you have it all within you, whether it was like through God, through Jesus, through love. So I think whatever direction you want to kind of like give your kids, just explain to them, the sovereignty and so I knew that I was powerful. Like I knew that. And I think because I knew that, my astral experiences, like I could fight them, and I could, because I had that understanding and that program wired in me that I'm sovereign and I'm powerful. And so sometimes, yes, I would call on Jesus or the archangelics, or I would call on the light and call on the love, and that came through to help me and assist me, because like children will have low vibrational frequency astral experiences, like they'll call them nightmares or whatever it is, but it will happen. Like it's not going to happen, so the best thing you can do to help them navigate this is give them the tools to understand that they can clear whatever it is. Okay, so I'm going to have a look at a few of the questions here or comments. Oh, so Jana says, what's going to happen and what people are going to do and move. And yeah, well, I mean, I think if that's your gift, that's great. I think just embrace it, surrender into it. Don't have too much attachment to it. Is it possible that guides will simulate attacks accidentally based on old habits, obsessions? We're still learning how to embody such. No, that's not your guides. That's like either co-creation of your mind. It's a psychic attack. It will definitely not be, your guides will not be simulating attacks, and they will not be pretending to hurt you or pretending to have you stuck in some old paradigm, structure, and program. It will be either a co-creation of your mind, if it's happening in the astral, if it's happening in the 3D, it's a lesson that you're learning. How can you discern? Through your truth. You can discern through your truth, through your heart center. If it feels in alignment, like that's a good direction to go down. If it doesn't, then obviously not. If you're not sure from a mental space, the body will not lie to you. How does it feel in your body? What choice can you make? How does this choice feel in the physical vessel? Mm. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, so I hope that helps. I just got salt from my priest to sprinkle around. Yeah, guys, like these tools, like if they're blessed with love, and again, like your priest can bless it, but you can also bless it yourself, and if it's done from love and from integrity, like it will work in some aspects. Uh, my daughter and son talk in their sleep. Yeah, I don't think that's something to worry about if it's not affecting them negatively. If he talks Russian or other languages, or if they're channeling, and like, yeah, unless they like waking up in distress or not able to sleep, or if it's affecting them negatively, then it's a problem. But if it's not, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Remember, like their energy fields are also still like calibrating and recalibrating to actually like a living on Earth. They've been more in other spaces than they've been here. So just being mindful of that as well. I had a fascination with horror movies in my childhood. Yeah, so I think we all go through a phase of that. Like I had to kind of like go through it to understand that these things happen and what it is, so that when it did actually happen to me, I was like, oh, okay, I actually have the knowledge of it. Um, so So yeah, I think an unnamed guy. I think if you have a lot of questions and things to ask, it's probably just better to get a session. I don't really respond to like long emails and things like that. So if you have like personal things or things you want to ask and things that are going on, I think the best way is probably to buy a session. So yeah. Okay, guys, I'm gonna maybe like do a little bit more channeling and then I'm gonna close off. Kroko Ishinaya tre tre koroko Ishinaya tra. Tria tre krokot kroa Ishiraya tre tre korokora Ishiratra. Tria korokuma Ishirayatra. I do have a masterclass on channeling that's coming through that I'm going to be doing in October. I haven't decided an exact date in October yet, but it is on my website. So if you are interested, I only take 10 people for that. So that will explain, how to channel, how to access your Akashic records, all the clairs and all the different ways to channel 3D, 4D, 5D and up. And guys, for those of you in the States, I am doing a light language and ascension in-person training in the end of February in Los Angeles. My early bird tickets are still available. It's getting booked out really fast. Again, I'm only taking 10 people for that. It's a very once-off exclusive training that I'm going to be doing. I will have a special guest there as well, which will be doing life force activation every single day. It'll be from like 10 to like 4 p.m. every day, except for the one day where we finish a little bit earlier. I will be offering hape and plant medicine as well. So no, Audrey, for the Ascension training, you can link the page directly on my website. So that's my store page. There's a page just with the Ascension training description. If you can link that, please. If you book early enough, I do have early bird special prices available, and you can do payment plans for it. You don't have to pay once off. As long as it's paid before the training, you can pay in however different slots is best for you. So I have someone who's been paying monthly already, and that works out for them. So it doesn't have to be like a once-off payment. And if you want to get the early bird and you want to start with a payment plan now, I can do that as well. So I just really try to help and support you guys, so that if you can't, kind of like pay all of it up front, it's $3,000 for everything, the training, all the material, all the courses you get. Yes. So the last link that Audrey posted, that's the right one. You get also personalized light language codes. You get support with me through WhatsApp throughout the event and after. And then it includes also like one-to-one activation sessions after the Ascension training as well. So if there are things that you need to kind of like, I need to help you fine tune and things like that, there's like a 2-hour support session that comes after together, where we do activations and all of that. Okay, guys. Okay, so thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. Yeah, so take care, take it easy. I will be live again next Monday. I will be doing a bit more channeling there. Just remember, guys, even if I'm not doing light language 24/7 in these lives, I am still bringing through codes, through wisdom, through channeling, through activation. So you are still receiving healing just by being here, even if it's not necessarily light language. Okay? Kia krokorokora ishinayatra. Triatre kurokot kra kiero kurokot kra shirayatre at kiero kot kara ishinayatra. If any of you want to do any last minute super chat, please do. They're greatly appreciated. They help in supporting me. They allow me to carry on doing these lives for free for you guys, because I am taking away from my time with my one-on-one clients to be here and to offer this for free. So anything you can do for support really, really, really helps. Okay. So yeah, you can click the link if you want to come through my Ascension training. I'm still doing my 6-week, 6-month online programs. Waiting time is about a month now, so it's about 4 weeks. It will get longer because I am taking the time to do my body retreat in September. So if you book now, I will still be able to see you before that. If you already start to book in 2 weeks, it's going to be a 6 to 8 week waiting, 6 to 8 week waiting time to see me or to start the program or to have a one-on-one. Okay. Collective healing event is also happening for August. This will be the last one this month. Well, not the last one of the year, but I won't be doing September. I'll be doing collective healings probably again in October. But just know that. Thank you for that beautiful super chat. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you so, so much. But just know that I won't have a collective healing event in September again because I'm doing my Bali retreat. If any of you are looking to come there, I have closed the bookings. However, I don't know if I'll be able to do any last minute ones. And if you do really want to come and are like, no, please, I want to come and want to pay everything up front, please send me an email. If you are already in Bali and are residing in Bali at the time of my retreat, then I can take you on because that will be easier for me to coordinate. But we have technically closed off the booking for accommodations and all of that because it is about a month before the retreat. That's my email, info@altealucrezia.com. And again, one last time, guys, please support me. I do have my Galactic Conference event coming up. This is my first personal online conference that I am managing. I'm a little bit nervous also, but very excited. It will be on Zoom. I have 8 different guests and speakers that are coming on. We will be speaking about the Lionsgate portal. There's going to be Ishmael Perez on. Debbie Dashinger will assist me with moderating. Neil from Portal to Ascension. Vivian Chauvet will be on. Jerome Martin, I'll be speaking. Josie will be speaking as well. We're going to have the Galactic Federation of Light Apparel people that will be on that as well. So we are going to be dressed in their clothes and in their outfits. So I'm very, very excited for that. So if you can support me for it, it's $44. You will have access to the recording, and it's really information that you won't get anywhere else. I will be doing lives for this every single day this week on my Instagram. Audrey, if you can put the link to my Instagram as well, please, so the people can just link on it to that. But all the links will be below as well for my email, for the LA Ascension training, for my website in general, and for the Instagram as well. Thank you. Thank you, Savannah. And I look forward to having you in Bali. Thank you so much. I love you guys. I see you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Lots of love. And I'll see you next Monday. Okay. Bye.